So y'all, I just wanted to get on here and show you guys what I'm doing. I'm going to be creating a wig. This hair was previously used for sewing. So of course my client wants me to shampoo and clean the bundles before I actually use them. So what I had to do was she took the hair out and bought it in a plastic bag. So I literally had to go through and sort the hair, which is not hard. If you are already a regular stylist, all you have to do is eyeball a hair and make sure you put each length with each, because you know sometimes people have different lengths, and I just want to make sure that I have all of the lengths correctly. But most of them are the same length. And I'm just gonna do the watercolor method using the Dawn dish detergent and let this sit, because the Dawn is gonna really lift all of the dirt and impurities off the hair. And I'm gonna be using this extra large because she does have a big head. I'm gonna also be using the 20, well, she said the 23 inch. I'm gonna use the 22 inch, but this is an extra large cap, so this should make up for that. And it is a mesh cap. I might do the stretchy one just to be on the safe side, a large dome cap. And I'm going to be using my lace. This is a 16-inch straight 4x4 Swiss lace closure. So I am going to bleach this on camera for you guys, to show you guys, to show the woman, because I did do a free closure giveaway to show everyone who gets the closure from me, from the giveaway, how to do it. And I'm going to keep you guys updated. So this is the extra large spandex dome cap, and I'm just going to opt to use this for her because the mesh caps don't have that much stretch, and she does have a bigger head and a head full of hair. So this would be your best option for your really big headed girls. The mesh caps, like I said, have minimum stretch to them. Even though they do stretch, the stretch is just not as great as the spandex. So if you have to have a big head, happen to have a big head, go with this. This is my bucket full of the Dawn dish detergent. I always use the darkest one because the darker the color, the more strength it has. So anything blue is good for actually toning your hair as well. So I do like to use this to tone blonde hair, and I also like to use it to clean dirty hair. So I'm just gonna dip this in, and this is a good way to, if you are a busy stylist, this is a good way to get more than one thing done at a time, because while this is soaking, you could be doing whatever you have to do. You could be bleaching the knots on your lace, or you could be you know, prepping your client, whatever you have to do. So I'm just gonna dip this a few times, and then I'm gonna let that sit in there, and then I'm gonna do the same with these two bundles. Dip them in, and I have everything tied up or separated, so make sure you tie your bundles up. And this is hot water, and then you're gonna let it sit. And when you're done with that, make sure you go in with some of your favorite conditioner. My bleach and developer mixture. This is Quick Blue by L'Oreal, and I use the 40 volume developer. Since my lace does, you guys, I know we all have a phobia when it comes to lace with thicker knots, but if you are trying to save money, you can definitely work with a lace that has bigger knots. You just have to use a very high volume developer. So you need to be using a 40 or a 50V, and you have to let your lace process a little longer than normal. So that means let your bleach and developer mixture sit on, and make sure you use some type of foil or plastic. As you can see, I'm using a Ross bag. Shout out to Ross Dress Sodas. This video isn't sponsored by them, but I am going to use you guys' this plastic bag to process my closure, and I'm recycling in a way, so that's great. So if you guys do not have foil, use a plastic bag, because everybody got these bags at their house. As you can see, look at the waters. That's how you know it really works and got the bundles clean. I'm telling y'all that Dawn get y'all bundles clean. Look at that water. So to condition the hair, I'm using these two together. This this Silkins Hair Care Pro Formula 2-in-1 conditioner and shampoo. You could get this big old bottle from the Dollar Tree. It's a lot of product. Then I mixed in with some of my body wash. So I'll put both of these in the hair, and I use this because it's lock-in moisture, and the consistency of it is really thick and white like conditioner. So I used it because of the consistency. So I feel like this would be a good conditioner to bring the pH and moisture level back into the hair after stripping it so much with the Dawn. So this is going to bring back the moisture in, and this is going to help further clean and condition the hair as well. So those two are going to actually sit on the hair itself, and then I'm going to rinse it off with cool water. But in the meantime, while it sits, I'm going to eat my piece of cake. So I let the bleach and developer mixture sit on this closure for about 30 minutes to an hour, and as you guys can see, it's giving scalp, scalp, scalp. And here I am just sewing down the other half of the closure onto the spandex dome cap. And I'm going to finish sewing it in my lap because my wig stand, y'all, is just horrible. I need a new wig stand. So if you are a wig stand manufacturer, please send me one for a review. I really do need a new wig stand. But I can finish this wig in my lap, which is great. And it only took me 3 hours to do this full wig, and it was disclosure and 4 bundles. So yeah, only 3 hours, you guys. I'm getting faster, and I think that's pretty good timing to say I don't use a sewing machine, and a lot of girls use sewing machine. But what are you going to do if you don't have electricity or if your power goes out? You have to go back to doing everything by hand. So I feel like everybody should be able to make a wig by hand. And this is the result of the closure after it's been sewn down, and it looks pretty good so far. And this is the bundles after I let it sit in the towel and dry. And as you can see, it's giving off a good wave, you guys. So these bundles are really good. I really like the bundles. The hair came from BOG Vonnie. Her hair is being sold in the beauty store, I believe. And my client told me she had 30 inches, 30, 26. And I forgot the other two, 16 and something else. I forgot the full length, but I will link them below. And like I said, this hair came from BOG Vonnie. She's a artist here in Louisiana, and she makes really good music, talk your shit music. And her hair is pretty good. I had to ask my client, like, where did you get this hair from? Because I actually loved it. Like, you know, you have some really good hair after you shampoo and condition it, and it has that wave to it, like I showed you guys before I started sewing it down. And I did double weft the first bundle, and now I'm on the second bundle. So the first bundle was the only bundle that got double wefted, and all of the rest of the tracks were singles because, like I said previously, everything was kind of cut up, and I had to go in and put it together like a puzzle. So I did what I thought was best, and the results did come out good. I did have a point where I thought I was going to run out of hair, but I didn't. Well, I kind of did because I had to go in and add a piece, but that's not bad at all. And like I said, this hair is really, really good, y'all. I enjoy working with it, and I'm gonna I don't think she has a website for her hair, so I'll probably just tag her. And I'm also going to send her this video to show me working with her hair. So shout out to you, Vonnie girl. Your hair is good. And to say that the client had wore this hair previously in a sew-in and then brought it to me to get it all put into a wig when I was blowing the hair out. I didn't experience any shedding when I was shampooing it, letting it sit in the water, I didn't see any unnecessary shedding. So the fact that the girl is able to get two wears out of one set of hair shows you that the hair is pretty good, because if the hair was trash, there would be a lot of shedding, maybe some tangling, but mostly the shedding is a big indicator if your hair is good or not. And to say that the tracks and stuff were cut, I did not get any shedding in my opinion. There probably was like one or two strands, but that's nothing. I'm gonna continue with the same method that I've been doing, just by starting every time I start off a new thread. I like to put the needle through the actual thread itself, then do the loop tie method. And like I said, this is the best method to ensure that your wig doesn't come loose, that your track stay in place, because you're actually tying a knot around the track every time you do another tie. And there's another way you can just loop the thread around the hair, but it doesn't create a knot around it. And I've seen people sew like that before, but I feel like this way is better. And I'm just gonna keep going and going until I get to the top around, flip over method, all the way up into the top. And you can do the flip over method all the way, you don't have to cut your tracks. Just make sure you sew the ends down flat enough so they don't be bulky. Right here is when I started to get a little nervous. Y'all see all that space? And I think I'm on like the third bundle, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna run out of hair. But I had to improvise, not even improvise, I just had to really figure out where I was gonna put each track, because like I said, the first bundle I feel like was the only one that wasn't cut. The second one was okay. Walmart. This is how I've been doing it. So I left the first track, the first bundle on double, and I singled everything else. Almost at the top, and I only have 3 pieces left, and I thought I was gonna run out, but it might be enough. But I do have a 16-inch bundle. If I have to cut a piece and add a little piece, I'll add it in with no problem, because she is a loyal client and somebody who always supports me. So I will be back to show you guys how I'm going to do it. Like I said, when you're reconstructing a wig out of hair that's already been used and cut up, it's really like making a puzzle. And I do recommend that if you do decide to take on this, you need to let your client know that if they come with cut up hair, that they need to at least buy a half or a full bundle and bring it with the hair, just in case, because a sew-in is not the same compared to a wig. You use less hair when you're doing a sew-in. So at first I thought she just didn't have enough hair, but it ended up being enough hair, and I just had to add one little piece. And as you can see, I didn't got all the way to the top from where I was, and my nerves started to ease a little bit right here, because I was like, oh, I do have enough hair. And the closure is by me, by the way. Like I said already, it's 16-inch 4x4 Swiss lace, like brown Swiss lace, and it blends really good with people who have melanin skin, light skin, brown skin, dark skin. My client is a dark skin girl, and the lace looked really good on her. So these closures are $60 on my website for any length, and you cannot beat that with a baseball bat. Even in a beauty store, you probably wouldn't be able to get a 20-inch closure for $60. They go up, but I have what's set price, so I will have my website linked below so you guys can get your closures and you can look good at an affordable rate. That's my whole goal, is just having y'all look good at an affordable price. a 16-inch piece to close out the wig, and this is like the closing track that's gonna create like a flat barrier between the flipped over bundles and a closure, so it can be a seamless look. And I always do this 90% of the time when I make wigs. I have that closing piece track, and it just makes a nice little difference in when your wigs. And remember, you guys, in the end, you have to cut off that extra piece of cap so the lace can peek through. But be careful not to cut all your hard work you just did. And this is the lace after I did the black spray method, and I didn't pluck it. All I did was use the hot comb to separate the baby hairs from the rest of the hair. And it looks amazing to say it's just Swiss lace. And this is the full wig on my mannequin after I completed it within 3 hours, you guys.